morning. Okay, welcome to day 3. Today's the 27th. Okay, I've got it all clayed up, and I just done a preliminary grind, nothing major, just smoothed it out. I refined the edge, the clip and the blade, and thickened it up so it can be heat treated. Now, hopefully just a thin layer over this blade will keep it from oxidizing and turn into scale. So now I'm going to use my forge. Yesterday I have a little bit of a minor little blowout on it, and it wasn't nothing. Flames started coming out of the side at the top, so I'm gonna have to hurry up and get my Mr. Volcano going so I can get this work on this ribbon burner and get it fixed. I can't have that. Can't have it blowing apart and burning and doing unspeakable things. So anyway, here this is. I'm gonna set my tube up in there and go. I like using indirect heat off of to keep the flame from burning and actually making a hot spot on there really bad and maybe melting something out. So just use the convection heat, or radiant heat. Just let it go into it like that. It takes longer, but it's more even, and that's the reason it's easier to bake a cake in the oven than it is to hold a gas torch to it. So same principle. Just let it go in there about the same, and more evenly instead of just one big spot. All right, enough yammering. Let's get to the ribbon burner, get it all lit up and going. And when it comes up to temperature, then we'll stick this puppy in there and go. First, after I tested it, it was in that I hardened this in water. I'm gonna do about a 1 second water quench, and then into oil, and then into the straightening jig immediately. So I'm gonna knock the scale off of it, or any of this clay that sticks to it. I'm gonna try to knock it off and put it in the jig real quick like, which probably take me an hour and a half in to do all that, but I'm gonna try. So get on it. Here's a little trick that I learned from Jason Knight. Use the torch on the outside of it, and you don't have to worry about putting anything down in it. And it's making the oil. Hopefully you can see. If I quit moving, you probably could. But it's getting it's doing a little thermal cycling there. It's going from cold to warm. I'll let that go for a little bit like that, then I'll turn it off. After all, that is matte gas. That's supposed to be a little bit hotter than that. So anyway, and that's filled with a Parks 50 equivalent from McMaster car. It's an 11-second oil. Okay, and the water that I'm going to do a quick bath in is right there. I have got a billet of steel heating up right now to warm that up, and once I get it to consistency, once I get it hot, so the blade's still not in the fire yet. I'm just bringing everything up to temperature and trying to get everything ready for the for the double quench. First in water, then in oil over here, and then scrape off the any refractory left, and then put it over here in the vise with the between the two clamps, just to help keep it straight. And so I've got to find a good place out of the way where all of this can happen and maybe record it. So I'm gonna experiment and find around where I can set this camera to see about everything I do, hopefully, and not be a trip hazard. Of course, there's enough of them already. I don't need to add any more. Okay, then put the block in the round stock that I had, the 1 3/4, 1.5 stock that I had that was heating up in there. Let that go. I already had the blowout this morning on that, so I need to get that other forge going desperately bad. Just puffed up enough, it ought to insulate it good. Notice my wrist strap's not on today, it's in the washing machine. It got nasty, even with my glove on. I actually want to do this right-handed if I can, so remember if I got any more gloves out in here or not. Time's good and thin, so I can heat it up and get any hardness that I get into it out of it. So kill me. Look good and straight. may not turn out that way with all that refractory on it. But it did look awful straight. So, off, and off. Close that. That. And come on, I've got to get this done. So I think I'll get the rest of the day working on Mr. Volcano. As soon as this cools down, I'll put it in a tempering oven and I'll do a double cycle on it for a couple hours. So I hope that was I hope that got where you could see it. If not, I give it about a 2 count in the water and pulled it out and stuck it in there and give it about an 8 count. Pulled it out, scraped this off best I could, and it being as far as rasp, it held on to it good. So anyway, I've got that, and then once I get it double tempered, I'm not going to put this in any I'm doing bending over. I couldn't straighten up, couldn't I? And yeah, I could just I'm not going to do any cryo on this one. I'll just do it straight into that. So this will be probably, the building of it will probably after the contest ends anyway. I've got other things backed up and scheduled to go on, so, and then I'll start scheduling these to go on, but I've got to get it finished to get my pictures in before November 1st. So anyway, that gives me a month, a little over a month from here on out, and the rest of it's going to be hand sanding, a little bit of finish grinding on it, where I established the bubbles the other day, or I don't know what I did for yesterday, the 25th. Set some bubbles on it, and then, or I forged it. Yeah, I forged it and got the bubbles in forged and everything. Then yesterday I ground it a little bit and then clayed it up. So today it's been heat treated. So when this cools down, as cool as it's going to get, and in this, it's still awful hot. When you pull the heat out of it, then I'll go into a cold oven with it and set it for about 4 to 425, somewhere around in that neighborhood's about where that little toaster oven works, and give it a couple hour cycles. I'll do probably 2 1-hour cycles, and which for me, what I'll do is when I turn it on, I put the steel in there and let it come up with the temperature in that. And if I see it when it cycles its first time, when it turns off, when the heating element goes off, I know it's up to temperature. I'll hit my 1 hour. I'll hit the timer for 1 hour. Come back at the end of 1 hour, and I'll turn it off. Then let it cool down. And once it gets cooled down to where you can handle it, then I'll start the process all over again. When it comes up in the first cycle, and after it heats up and the element cuts off, then I'll start my hour. And then after the hour's up, I come and turn it off and let it cool down. Let it go all the way to room temperature then. If I was in a hurry, when it cooled down to below, it's going to be in its black heats the whole time, but once it cools on down a little bit, you can take it out and, cool it off a little bit quicker with the in water, according to Paul. So the one of the Forged in Fire fellas that I met at the Track Rock. And so anyway, I'm gonna go with this one. This one will probably be the end. This will be day 3, so there'll probably be a few days in between, after I get this done and everything, and it'll probably be next week. And I tried casting my bronze yesterday, and that was a big fail. I don't know what happened the first time I done it. First couple of times I done it, it worked okay, and I done it the second time, but evidently there was some trash down in the in that crucible that just kept screwing everything up. I never did get a halfway decent pour out of it or nothing. Even full, I'd only get about a third of it out. I don't know why. And I left it in there plenty long enough, and that thing will make a puddle out of whatever you put in it. So I need to do some forge welding. That's the reason I need this thing back up. So anyway, well, till next time, it's Bowie Shields saying God bless.